Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Nasimoto, and this is part 9 of the bob build. I am super pumped to be working on this thing again. I did have to take some time away from it because me and my homie went and backpacked to Europe, so that was pretty cool. But we survived, and now it is time to get the bob build on the water. So I'm not sure what I showed in the last video, but I'll just kind of give you guys a quick update, and then we'll go ahead and start wrenching. All right, so I believe I showed this in the last video, but the nose completely knocked out, looking really good. Got that round nose and got the, the angle piece cut out of there. Shape looks really good. Just obviously have to sand everything down, but I'm gonna do that later. And the firewall is completely knocked out. Everything is sealed up. Kind of these crevices up in there, they were a little hard, but I got them completely sealed. And as you can see, I have an exhaust tubing, or the exhaust tubing poking out of there, and that goes right through the firewall and goes into the pump tunnel. I just did that because that is exactly how it was ran on the opposite side. I think it'll just be a lot quieter that way. I don't think I'm gonna run a water box for now, so this will definitely help it, hopefully when it's in the water it'll be super quiet, but when it's on a plane, not so much. But that is knocked out. Obviously I don't think these are tight or anything, but so exhaust is good to go. The cables are ran obviously, and the water, the cooling lines, so that one is good to go. As you can see, I just have PVC running through to help when I put the expanding foam in so it doesn't crush it. So that is good, and I will do the exact same thing for the bilge line. So pretty much everything back here should be good to go, except for these end caps. I have to obviously figure out how to close those. I think that's what we're gonna do in today's video. I'll have to sand everything, sand the sides, sand these, make everything pretty smooth, and same for the inside. And just start laying glass. I mean, that's the way to really only do it. So let's go ahead and start prepping those, sanding them all the way down, acetone, the whole 9 yards, and then we'll start laying some glass. All right, so we just got everything completely sanded. Everything is prepped and ready to go. I'm just gonna hit it with some acetone, then dry it off, and then it should be good. But as you can see, we have some cardboard that will help, fill in the back as we put glass over here and try to, make it uniform as possible. So I think once we get the end caps knocked out, then we can go ahead and start pouring some foam. So let's try to knock these out real quick. All right, so as you can see, we just got, I think, 2 layers of chopped fiberglass and 2 layers of cloth for the end of these end caps. And as you can see, it's gonna need a couple more layers, just cover up the holes and to kind of blend it over the edges and the sides and everything. But I think that should give us a basic shape. So we're gonna go ahead and let those cure overnight, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow. All right, and just like that, we are back here the next day. As you can see, kind of got this thing mocked up a little bit. I got the 550 aluminum pole sitting on top with the bracket, and everything seems to be locking up pretty well, and I think it looks pretty sweet as well. But back here, we got the fully cured out end caps. They're a little flimsy, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw a couple more layers on there. But I think my next step for this back part is gonna be to fill that hole and kind of just button everything up, try to seal everything up so that way we can pour the foam, and then, like I said, kind of shape the foam and then start putting glass on top of that so we have somewhere to stand. So let's go ahead and start knocking out all those different little problems. All right, these are mostly knocked out. Probably gonna throw a couple more layers on them because they are, you know, kind of an important piece to this whole build. But for now, I'm gonna let those cure out. I also got the old exhaust exit blocked off so that is good to go. And I have these pieces of PVC ran over the tubes, like I was explaining in the last video, so it doesn't crush it, so the foam doesn't crush it when it expands. And I'm just going to go ahead and use some of that panel bond and secure those down, and same with this exhaust. And I think that should about wrap up this back end. Then we can go ahead and start throwing some foam. So let's go ahead and knock those last couple pieces out. All right, so it is actually the next day and everything is solid. Everything on this end is completely sealed up. I had to patch those 2 holes and just use that thick CO panel bond stuff. And as far as back here, these are a lot more solid than they were yesterday. And they'll be even more solid after I get, you know, all the foam laid in and then start wrapping things over to make the deck. But back here, everything is sealed up and we are ready to start pouring this US Composites 2-part foam. This is the 4-pound version. So what I'm gonna do is fill up 1 cup to that line, and then with the other stuff, fill up to that line because it is a 1-to-1 ratio. And then I'll dump them both into this cup, mix them with the drill, with the paint mixer, and then just start dumping it in there and seeing how it works out. So I'm gonna just run up a small amount at first, and then if that works good, then I'm just gonna go for it. Start covering this whole part with the 2-part foam. So let's do it. All right, just a 1-to-1 ratio. See how this goes. I think we only have a 45-second pot life, so it is going to expand pretty quickly. And I really don't know how much this is gonna make, so it's gonna be interesting to find out for sure. All right, so I just dumped that in like maybe 5 seconds ago, and it is already expanded out. I think it is reacting super fast because it is close to 100 degrees here. So I think that is why it's expanding so fast. But as you can see, it's already pretty solid, which is insane to me. But this stuff's really cool, really fun product to use. So we're gonna go ahead and mix up a couple more batches and just start laying it all in and see how much progress we can actually make. All right, so this is about 5 to 6 batches of the little red solo cups. And I think we've used probably about a quarter of our foam. So really cool. I think we're gonna have plenty. And as you can see, this stuff just is insane. I dumped it all 4 corners, and now I'm just gonna work on filling this area and filling over the pump tunnel, because I wanna fill this in and then just kind of round it out. I'll probably have my footholds right here, and then same for the other side, obviously. But yeah, no, this stuff's already solid. It's been like maybe 10 minutes. So super cool stuff. Let's go ahead and start filling that middle section in. All right, so as you can see, we got a lot more foam laid and pretty much cured out already. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is probably tilt it up on its nose and pour foam into that hole right there and that hole right there. As you can see, I have the sides blocked, so no foam will come out of there. And that'll just help it, float more in case it does sink. So let's go ahead and tilt it up and start pouring some more foam in there. All right, so as you can see, those sidewall pieces are completely knocked out. Those are filled in with the 2-part foam. If I were to do some of this over again, I definitely would have chopped some of that foam that came out of the Wave Blaster 2 and try to fill in as much gaps, as I could with it. That way I wouldn't have used, as much foam, because this stuff's obviously kind of expensive and I didn't think I would be using a bunch of it. But as you can see, I only have a little bit left of the 2 parts. So I may have to order a little bit more, but that's okay. You live and you learn. But once this completely cures out, it will be ready to start shaping it. And then I will obviously have to hit the side walls, the side pieces, whatever you want to call those. You're gonna have to hit those with some foam just to fill in a little bit more spots here and there, as you can tell. But overall, this thing's turning out pretty mint. So I'm gonna let this thing cure out, and then we can start shaping her up. The next day here, and as you can see, I have this thing on the side because I need to hit that side and that side. So I'll go ahead and mix up some more foam, lay some right there, then flip it over, hit the other side, and then probably touch it up in a couple different places. And then I think I should be ready to start kind of shaping it. So let's do it. The sides both completely knocked out, and now we are ready to take the angle grinder and just start going ham on this thing. I'm gonna hit it with the angle grinder just to get the rough shape, and then we can hit it with the sander to kind of clean things up. But I have a lot of material to remove, and the angle grinder is definitely the best bet for that. So let's go ahead and start shaping this thing up. With a little bit of foam and a lot of sanding, this is the shape that we got, which is pretty nice. I'm pretty happy about it. I will be adding footholds. I'm not sure how or when, but that is definitely in the works. I may have to glass up some of my own, but overall the shape is coming out really good. All right, guys, so that is actually going to be a wrap for today's video. If you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up because it really helps me out, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. So hopefully in the next video, we will be kind of wrapping up the tray, hopefully glassing some of it, and then moving on to installing everything like the motor and the pump, and hopefully getting this thing on the water. So thank you guys so much for watching.